I am here with Terry Messmer, and he is from Utah State University.
Yes.
Today we're talking about something that may not have ever crossed your mind, or maybe you're thinking about it every day because you're dealing with it at your house. It is birds running into our windows.
That's right, yes, birds hitting windows. Sometimes that thud you might hear during the spring and fall, you might think it might be the neighbor kid throwing a baseball or something, but it actually might be a bird striking your window.
Okay, so you actually say this is killing a lot of birds across the nation.
Yes, the estimates place the number of mortalities at about 530 million birds. And that's about 10% of the estimated bird population. And so most of these birds are these characteristic songbirds, which we like to have around our yards, the ones that are chirping and the ones we have at our bird feeders, but the impact can be phenomenal.
Okay, so we want to save the birds today, and we're going to do it with some simple tips. So Terry, first off, if people are having this problem, what's maybe the first step they should take?
Okay, well, the first thing you have to understand is birds see things differently than we do. If they have an open window or window where you see a reflection of the yard or things along the line, they see that as open space. And so the first thing you want to do is obscure that open space. And so if you've got a window that is an area where you've got this happening, where you've had these thuds, or maybe you found a bird in your yard and wondered where it came from, the idea is to obscure that with some type of markings or maskings. A lot of folks will use silhouettes where they'll put like a hawk or an owl silhouette, and those may work, but make sure that it breaks up the image. And so in other cases you might want to do tape. There's some tape available that you can actually mark the windows with UV light, UV screens, and actually break up that image, break up that silhouette so that the birds don't have the perception that it's more open space that they can fly to.
Okay, I have to say my neighbor brought over some silhouettes that she had cut out.
Okay.
The moment we put them up on our windows, no more birds.
Perfect, perfect.
So it totally works, and it was so simple. It was so quick. But let's talk about how birds see UV and how we don't notice it, and you can use some of those products on your windows.
Exactly. Birds actually they see in the UV light framework, and that's basically an image we don't see. We don't see the reflections like that. And so one of the ways to do it is to use UV products. For example, you can actually put a screen on the window, or you can use UV windows where what happens is they have the reflective side to the outside, and on the inside you can still see out and you can see the yard. And so in new construction and in new products, buildings going in, we emphasize the builders look at using UV products for the windows to cut the reflection and to save our birds.
Amazing. I mean, who knew? And that's a simple tip. That's
Very
great.
simple tip.
Okay, when people are planting trees in their yard, whereabouts should they put them?
Okay, the big thing with trees is we have a lot of birds during migrations, particularly waxwings, that like the fruiting berries. And so either you have to have them real close, or if you're feeding birds, real close to the window, so that, you know, if they hit the window, it's not a big thud, or greater than 30 feet away. Those kind of distances, they'll be able to differentiate the distance. A bird taking flight from in between that distance will get up to 30 miles an hour. So if it does hit the window, it'll die. In cases where you've got birds that have hit the window and they're still alive, in some cases they may just be knocked out. And so we recommend put the bird into a quiet box with a towel underneath or something like that, like a shoe box, and just kind of wash it for a little bit. And in a lot of cases, particularly these waxwings, will revive themselves, and you can release them to the wild, and they're no worse for wear.
Okay, so question for you on that. When you bring the box, should you cover the box or leave it uncovered?
Probably cover the box.
Cover the box, take it inside, or leave it outside?
Take it inside, dark, keep it dark, and then at the same time just kind of monitor the bird activity, and if you start hearing fluttering or something, then take it outside and release the bird to the outside.
So sometimes they are just knocked out, and they can be okay.
Yes, they are. Particularly waxwings, at the spring of the year, we have a lot of situations with both in spring and fall with cedar waxwings hitting these windows. In a lot of cases, those birds you'll be able to revive them and return them to the wild. So.
Okay, Terry, great tips. We want to enjoy the birds and help them out this year. So we will be posting all of those tips on our website, fox13now.com. Just click on the place.